Dear students, today we are going to start the second chapter, which is titled Process Engineering. So from this chapter you will be asked 12 marks of the syllabus, and we are given 8 hours to cover this. Now in this chapter, what part of syllabus we are covering is production, the concept of production, factors of production, and supply chain management. And the second topic that we'll cover is process engineering, the functions of process engineering, preliminary part print analysis, selecting and planning manufacturing process, determining manufacturing sequence. The third topic is line balancing, heuristic approach of line balancing. And the last topic that we'll cover in this chapter is critical path method, CPM, and its applications related to project completion. So this is what we have to cover in this chapter. Okay, so at the end of this chapter, you as students will be able to do the following things: apply the principles of supply chain management to any industrial or domestic application, and you will be able to plan appropriate manufacturing process for manufacturing of the given simple job or component. You'll be able to sketch precedence diagram for the given simple manufacturing task using line balancing concept. You'll be able to apply the critical path method for the given project of the specified industry, and you'll be able to prepare a detailed sequence of operations for manufacturing the given component. So this is what we are going to cover in this chapter. Now the title of this chapter is process engineering. Under this chapter, the first topic that we'll cover is production. So what is a production? You see, production means, in simple terms, I'm not going word by word in this slide. You see, in the second bullet point you can see the conversion of raw material into finished goods with the use of some operations is called as production. This is a simple definition. See, any given raw material, if you are able to convert it into finished goods by making it to pass through some operations, that can be defined as the production. And production can also be defined as given here: the step-by-step conversion of one form of material into another form through some process to create or enhance the utility of the product to the user. You see, for example, you have a steel rod. From that steel rod, you want to convert it into bolt. So now you have to go through various steel rod should pass through various steps to be finally converted into a bolt. Now you see, all of a sudden, all in one step it won't be done, but it is a step-by-step conversion. See, to begin with, we start from the raw material, and then at first station we will do some work on it. Then from that time onwards we can call it as semi-finished goods, and in the second station some more operations will be done, and like that, at every step we'll be doing a little, we are going to bring it more closer to the finished product. And when the last process is completed, so what you get is the finished product. So the raw material, semi-finished product, and the finished product. That's how you have in this in any industry for that matter, in any company, in any plant, uh, in anything. See, even cooking and other things, okay. And the purpose is to enhance the utility of the product to the user. You see, as a rod, a steel rod, it may not be of so much use, okay, but when you convert it into a bolt, you see, the utility of that lump of metal is much increased, okay. So this is how production can be defined. It is the step-by-step conversion of one form of raw material into another form through some process to create or enhance the utility of the product to the user. Okay, now production also is an art of producing something like machines, components, or any other useful products. Okay, now the word production is equally used for providing services also to people, like initially, see, the moment we say product, that means some tangible good, some good should be there. That's what comes into mind. In the olden days it was always like that. You see, you have one something, how you are holding in the hand, or you are carrying it, or some such thing which you can touch, see, feel, that is a tangible good. Okay, but nowadays even the services, service means what, like what the bank is doing for you is a service. What hotels means, I'm not talking about restaurants. You are going to rooms and sleeping and other things. It is not that, you see, when you went in and when you come out, it is not that they have given you some product to you. Okay, you went with your bag and you came out with your bag out, and no product is given. But what they have done to you, they have given you some service so that you could sleep that night uh, without any worry, though you're far away from your house. Okay, that's what a hotel does for you. Educational institutions, you see, as first year students you come into the diploma institution, and after 3 years you go out. It is not that we are giving you something, you see, only that we are working on you, we are teaching you, we are educating you. And what we are doing, what as a teacher I do, is a service. Like that also theater. In a movie theater, suppose you go in, you sit there for 3 hours, you are entertained, and you come out. It is not that you are having some product to give to someone else. Okay, only that, intangible ideas, thoughts, such things, you have, but as a product, nothing in your hand or in your pocket. Okay, then for travels also, you see, buses, trains and everything, aeroplanes, tourism, when you go to visit some, pleasant places, all these things. You see, even these things, with the service sector also, nowadays using this term production. Okay, but they may not be using it as much as in with the goods. Okay, so see, production is mostly for goods. Goods means vastu, for things. Okay, then see another definition. This production is the process through which goods or services are created by performing a set of operations on the raw material. See, as a raw material, see, for that matter, cooking, you take some vegetables and other things, okay, as raw material, and you do some process on it, and after certain time, when you have finished, what you get is a very delicious curry. Okay, you see, you took raw material. You see, as raw material, they're not so much of use. Okay, but when it is finished, you see, its utility is improved. So thus the production is a value addition. We are adding value to it. You see, as a 10th passed students, when you come out, okay, and after 3 years when you depart from the polytechnic, see what has happened to you. Some value is added in these 3 years. Similarly, for the vegetables, what is happened to it? By providing it heat, by giving by adding some spices and some oil and other things. Now we are adding value so that final product is a very delicious curry. Okay, at each stage of processing there will be value addition. At every stage, value addition. You see, for the if you are talking about vegetables, uncut vegetables and cut vegetables. You see, cut vegetables are more freely, immediately they can be used, so they have more value compared to uncut things. Okay, and when you cook it, as it is progressing towards the end, the value is gradually increasing. See, like the after first year you have some knowledge, after second year you have got better knowledge, and when you come out of final year you think you have achieved great things. You see, like that. You see, these are all definitions of production. Edward Buffer, this man is defining production as a process by which goods and services are created. So that is the thing. Goods and services, how do you create? That is a production. Even when you are sowing seed in the soil, see, grains are produced. See, that is a production. Okay. See. Okay. Next, let us come to production system. A system is a group of several units joined together to achieve a common goal. That means in this case, we are either producing a product or we are producing a service. So every system, you can say it has three common elements. They are input, processing, and output. Shall I show you one figure? Yeah, like this. This is the production system. You see, there are certain inputs, there is a process, there is an output. You see, like vegetables and other things, gas, vegetables, oil and other things, these are the inputs for this system. And the cooking part is process, and finally what you got, the curry, that is the output. So this is how a production system is normally. Okay, this has three distinct or three elements, three common elements for any system. That's what they're saying. See, input, processing, output. Okay, now process is what? Process is like some black box. You give input, what comes magically out is the output. Okay, what happens inside is a mystery. See, every factory is like that. Some rods and some metals, some this product, that product goes in, and when it comes out, it comes as a motorcycle, a car, a fridge, a refrigerator, or yeah, an air conditioner, okay, or fan or motor or any such thing, it is coming out. Okay, so that is how this is. uh, Now there are certain examples about the production system. First example is the engineering educational system, in which students are input, teaching is processing, and output is a qualified engineer, or at least we can say a qualified junior engineer, will be able to take up some supervisory responsibilities in a company. Okay, The second example is players are playing in the cricket team. These players are input, it seems. They play for the nation or for entertainment. Okay, they play for entertaining the crowd. That is the processing. Okay, actually winning is the output, that should not be the thing. See, the entertainment should be the output. Okay, they're running, they're kicking the ball, or they're playing with the bat and the bowling and fielding and all that is the process. Okay, that way it is. Okay, anyway, another example in a manufacturing unit, you can say the raw material is the input, various operations on the parts is processing, and the finished product is the output. In film industries, the actors, see, actors are input. See, not only actors, there are so many others, whom you will not be seeing on the screen, who are working for it. You see, they are all input. Okay, their performance is processing, and the movie is the output. So these are some examples of production system. Okay, in all these examples that we have seen, the end result is either a product or service. Therefore, every industry can be considered as a production system. The input to a system can be in the form of 4 M's. Four M's are men, men are required, material, money, and machines. These are the things which are required. The inputs are processed by a series of operations in a predetermined sequence. The operation may vary from 1 to any number and impart the desired characteristics to the input. Okay. Now, the output by a system is either finished goods or service. Now, the production system we have already seen. This is how it is. The production system can be represented by a simple block diagram as shown in the figure here. But this above system has no relation between the requirements of customers and the input. So it is called as open loop. See, the loop is open. Suppose, you have made something. You have taken something, you have worked on it, and you have made something and given to the customer. See, that's all. You are making something, you are taking raw material, you're making something, you're giving to the customer, and you're not knowing, whether that person liked it, whether his need is met or not, whether he is happy with the product or nothing. If you are getting, then it becomes an open loop system. But if you are taking some feedback, see, if you go to your mess, see, the person who is serving you or who is running the mess, he will ask you, how is the curry? How did you like the meals? What else should be done? Okay, see, like that they will ask you. So then you say, no, here salt is more, or here, this brinjal is not cooked properly. Some such things. We give some feedback, and that they again, this information is also taken as one of the inputs, and then again they will do it, they will improve it and give. See, such a thing is called as closed loop production system. This is an open loop production system, and this is a closed loop production system. Okay, now let us see further. In order to withstand the growing competition in the market, the feedback element is added in the figure that we have seen just now. See, feedback is necessary. If your customer is happy, see, to know that, you will spend, some companies will spend any amount of money, because as long as they are able to satisfy the customer, they will be in business. The moment the customer is unsatisfied, unhappy, they will go out of business. Okay, so if you see, it compares the requirements, what the feedback is doing is it is comparing the requirements of the customers with the output provided, and performs the necessary changes in the processing to give a better product or service. You see, every time, no, that's why we'll keep on filling some feedback letter things. Even now, when you are purchasing online, purchases, they will say, please give feedback. Please give feedback. Even in YouTube videos, they'll say, please comment, comment, comment. See, these are all sort, different means of giving feedback. So some people say you give 1 star rating, star ratings, you give us 5 star rating, or at least 4 stars, some such things they'll be asking you. See, actually, they should not tell us on how many stars we should give them, but if we spontaneously give them good 5 star rating, that means in that case that person need not worry, because his product is of good quality. Okay, if somebody is getting very poor rating, he has to improve if he wants to be in the business. Otherwise, he will have to shut shop and go after some time. Okay, now a closed loop production system is represented in the figure that we showed you before. Now let us see the factors of production. See, here a figure is given here. At the center in the yellow we see factors of production, and all around it we have these factors which are responsible for this production. Okay, what are those factors? You see, anything that helps in production is the factor of production, as shown in this figure. These are the various factors by means of which any resource is transformed into a more useful commodity or service. Now, factors of production are the inputs for the process of production. See, what are those four here they have said? Land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. See, okay, we will discuss about this later. Okay, see, these are the starting point of the production process. Factors of production are the parameters which affect the output of production. You see, whatever is used in producing a commodity is called as its inputs. For example, for producing wheat, a farmer uses inputs like soil, tractor or bullocks, or tools, some implements that he, for tilling the ground, for plowing and other things. Some tools are required, seeds are required, manure is required so that they can go, the plants can grow strong. Then water is needed, and his own services are required. You see, these are all inputs for producing wheat. You see, from the wheat only, you are grinding wheat, you are making atta, and you are eating roti. Is it not? Okay, but for a farmer in his manufacturing system, production system, what we are having is, you see, the inputs are soil, tractor, tools, seeds, manure, water, and other services, and then he will do some processing. With the help of all these inputs, he will do something. Okay, and he will wait patiently for some months, and at the end of that patient waiting, he will have his output. Okay, that is a production system. That is one example. See, all the inputs are classified into two groups. Either they are primary inputs or secondary inputs. Primary inputs are the first inputs. They render services only, whereas secondary inputs get merged into the commodity for which they are used. Okay, at this stage don't worry about what is primary input and secondary input. Okay, if necessary we will come back to it. Okay, now in this example that we just were discussed about producing a wheat, the soil, tractor, tools, farmers, services are the primary inputs because they render services only. Okay, yeah, see here itself he is explaining what are the primary inputs and secondary inputs. See, soil, it is only giving service for 3 months or 6 months. It is bearing the plants. Tractor is only plowing. See, tools, they are only being used for a short time. Farmer himself, it is not that he is he is becoming wheat. Our tools, tractor, soil, they are not becoming wheat. See, therefore they are only providing services, so they are primary inputs. Whereas the seeds, see, now seed is getting merged with the wheat commodity. One seed, we are planting, it sprouts, it grows, and one may become 100 or 1,000. One, wheat seed may become 100 seeds, or 200 seeds, 500 seeds, like that. You see so much of output you won't get normally in the companies and other things, what farmer can get. Okay, manifold returns. Okay, in all the companies and other things, these people talk about 10% growth, 5% growth, 7% growth. That's all they are aiming at. But whereas for farmers, one wheat seed or one rice seed can the output can be 100 times, 200 times, 500 times it can. Okay. Anyway, so whereas the seeds, manure, water, insecticides are secondary inputs because they get merged in the commodity for which they are used. These are the primary inputs, which are called factors of production. Now, okay, you see, now what we are calling as factors of production, these are only providing services. Okay, you see, land is not becoming a problem, it is not integrating with the product. Labor is not becoming a product. Capital or money, it's not becoming a product. Entrepreneur, that means the farmer or worker or whoever has started the thing, entrepreneur, see, he is not becoming part of product. Okay, so the primary inputs are called as the factors of production. Now primary units are called factor inputs, and secondary inputs are known as non-factor inputs. Alternately, production is undertaken with the help of resources which can be categorized into natural resources. You see, which is land is a natural resource. It's by nature it is available there. Nobody, you see, you and me, we have not created it. It was there. Human resources like labor and entrepreneur, and manufactured resources. You see, this capital means money and other things. So you can categorize further like this also. Okay, now let us talk a little more in detail about the various factors of production. See, the first one is land. You see, land refers to all natural resources. It is not that only land we are talking about. You see, in this figure, when we are showing land, you see, it is not only land. You see, we are symbolically talking about land, but actually it is referring to all natural resources used for to produce goods and services. This doesn't it includes not just the land, but everything that comes from the land. Land therefore includes all gifts of nature available to mankind, both in the surface and under the surface: soil, river, water, forest, mountains, mines, deserts, seas, climate, rain, air, sun, etc. These resources can be renewable, such as forests, or non-renewables, such as oil or natural gas. The income earned from land or other such natural resources is called as rent. Okay, this is about the factor of production called land. So, so don't think that we are talking only about the land, physical land. We are talking about all the natural resources. Some are renewable, some are non-renewable. Okay. Now, the second factor of production that we are talking about is labor. See, again, labor means, all the things. So many other things also will be included. Like human efforts are human efforts which are done mentally, physically, within the aim of earning income is known as labor. Thus, labor is a physical or mental effort of human being in the process of production. The compensation given to laborers in return for the time that they're spending, that is called as wages or compensation of employees. The quality of labor depends upon the workforce skills, education of that workforce, and the motivation that we give to that workforce. Okay, generally speaking, the higher the quality of labor, the more productive is the workforce. Okay, so this is about the factor of production called labor. Now, the third factor of uh, production is capital. Now, capital is a this is all, not I, all man-made goods which are used for further production of wealth. Okay, and they are called as capital. You see, capital doesn't mean only money. See, all the goods that are made by man. See, thus it is a man-made material source of production. See, alternately, all man-made aids to production which are not consumed for their own sake are termed as capital. See, it is the produced means of production. Examples are machines. You see, actually machine is made by man. See, man-made good. Machine is a man-made good. Tools, these are also made by man. Buildings are made by man. Roads are made by man. Bridges are made by man. Raw material, trucks, factories, etc. All these are made by man. So they all fall under capital. And again, these are not becoming part of the product. Okay, you see, they are more like, they are being used for on a rental basis. Okay, an increase in the capital of an economy means an increase in the productive capacity of the economy. Okay, see, increase in capital of an economy. Economy means, अर्थव्यवस्था. See, भारत देश का जो अर्थव्यवस्था है, see, अगर वो बढ़ रहा है, if it is increasing, that means what? See, the producing capacity of this economy, that is what is increasing. They can make more product, they can lay more roads, they can, produce more, more mobile phones. See, they can produce more wheat, they can produce more rice, they can produce more things. See, that, no, that is how they are increasing the the productive capacity of that economy is increasing. Okay, so all these fall under capital. Now the fourth part is the fourth factor of production is entrepreneur. You see, this is a French word which should be pronounced as entrepreneur, not entrepreneur. Okay, anyway, in India that is also accepted because we are not native speakers, so we have our own accent, so no problem if you can pronounce it as entrepreneur also. But if you visit some native English speaking people, then they will be amused at your uh, pronunciation. Don't worry, don't worry how you're pronouncing, you know concentrate more upon becoming a great engineer. Okay, an entrepreneur is a person who organizes the other factors. You see, now this man, entrepreneur, is responsible. He is, collecting all these things. Okay, land, labor, and capital, and he is organizing them and undertaking the risk and undertaking the uncertainties involved in the production, and he hires the other three factors, brings them together, organizes and coordinates them so as to earn maximum profit. For example, Mr. X, who takes the risk of manufacturing television sets, will be called an entrepreneur. Okay, for example, anybody, even a person who is running your mess, can be called an entrepreneur, because he is renting a building, and he is making rooms and other things ready. He is employing the cooks and cleaners and others. Okay, he is getting the raw material and other things. He is investing for gas and tables, chairs, beds, etc. Okay, when I'm talking about mess, I'm thinking that he has some rooms also which he lends, which he rents out for others. That's why I said beds. Okay, and he is taking the risk. He brings the money, and he is not very sure whether if the money that he's investing, say suppose he has invested 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, whether that money will come back to him or he will lose it. You see, that is a big risk. You see, many people are not so willing to take risks in life. They say no, I don't want, I cannot take such a big risk. If this money of 2 lakhs, if I lose it, I cannot bear. So then you cannot be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a person who is willing to take risks, and for that he can sit, he can do the homework properly, he can make things, he can plan everything meticulously, so that he's so confident that he won't fail. You see, that's what first any entrepreneur should do. He should sit and plan and plan and plan, okay, before jumping into the business. But what in real life, in our day-to-day lives, what we see is so many people don't want to plan. They first jump and then afterwards worry about how deep the water is, how deep the water level is. Okay, or the bottom of the water body is. Okay, so that's why out of 100 entrepreneurs, maybe hardly 5 people, 10 people get success. All the others go bankrupt बोले तो दिवाला निकलता है उनका. Okay. And those people who are not willing to take risks, they will become employees, they will be working for others, they will become government servants, they will become private servants, all like that. They will become, they are happy with the monthly salary that they are getting, and they are happy in making other people rich. Okay, so that's how it is. So all these people who are doing, who are working for others, who are doing service, they can, service means like working for under somebody. People who are making other people rich, they are not entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur is a person who is willing to take risks. You know, you see, suppose he is unsuccessful, he may lose the money that he is investing. But if he is successful, you see, he can grow at a very fast rate and he can give employment to many people. Okay, anyway, see, an entrepreneur acts as a boss and decides how the business shall run. He decides in what proportion factors should be combined, what and where he will produce, and by what methods. So that means what is going to produce, which machines he is going to use, and all those things he decides. He is loosely identified with the owner, speculator, innovator, or inventor, and organizes the business. Thus, entrepreneurship is a trait or quality owned by an entrepreneur. Okay, so that's how, these are the different factors of production. Okay, friends, I think we should stop here for today. We will continue with the next topic in the next lecture. Thank you.